And hit. Wah 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 wah. That's not what I want to do. Dee 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 dee. Oh, welcome everybody. What is going on? Oh, that's pretty funny. I put on a little. I put a little nappy time filter. That's pretty funny. I didn't mean to put on a nappy time filter. I gotta turn it off. That was pretty good. All right, we're going live. What day is today? Tuesday, right? That's correct, yes? Kevin Vasquez, greetings, Earthlings. Greetings indeed. This shirt isn't going to work, is it? Well. We're going to have to go change the shirt. We're going to have to go change the shirt. It happens. All right. It was a big news day today in AI. It happens. All right. It was a big news day today in AI. But I'm gonna have to go change my shirt. So I will go do that. Y'all just hang out here. Hey everybody. Hey Share Bear, what's happening? What's happening? I have a lovely Waterloo blackberry and lemonade seltzer. Sparkling water. Huh? Because I know that's a big topic of conversation on the AI Learning Lab. What's Kyle drinking? All right, what's Kyle wearing? A shitty shirt for this. I will be back. Wow, there's a lot of people here. Hopefully there's some people when I get back. This is the AI Learning Lab. My name's Kyle Shannon. I'm going to go put on a black shirt so you can see the text instead of this, this lovely piece of apparel, but not good for TikToking. You're thinking, Kyle, you might have thought of that before you went live. I might have. But, this is not how we do things here. I got Champ by my side. I'm going to be back. You just hang on. Those of you that are the irregulars, so that's what we call the people that are regulars here, because it's funny. So if you irregulars would just let people know, I'll be back. We're not just looking at a live of a bunch of shelves. It's going to get good. I got news. I was late because I was like, oh, let me see if anything happened on TikTok. Holy shit, a bunch of shit happened. This is, okay, so listen, I've been in the entertainment business. This is what they call a cliffhanger. You're here, you're like, what's this dude talking about? What's the AI Learning Lab? Why's he got shit up here? Why's he leaving? Cliffhanger. All right. Did we lose anyone? Yeah, we lost like 30 people. That's fine. That's fine. We're not going to sweat it. What shirt did I go with? Brooklyn. Only the strong survive. How about you go fuck yourself? Get back here. Hey, get back here, you little punk. I don't know if that's Brooklyn or the Bronx. Doesn't really matter. It's sort of a bad New York accent. All right. Shirt's a little small. We're going to be okay, though. It's going to be good. It's going to be good. Thank you for the hearty hearts. It looks like the irregulars are at it with the like train again. The irregulars last night in the live, it was like a 2.5 hour live. They amassed 54 54.2 thousand likes or 52.4 thousand likes in like 2.5 hours. That's not reasonable. We had like, on average, maybe 75 people, something like that, 100 people maybe. 52,000 likes. I'm not that likable, just to be clear. Welcome. We are the shirt. We are the shirt. Hey. All right. Someone did a movie script. You lost 30 people, but you gained me. Awesome, Steve. Well, Steve-O, you're a required element of the evening. So, okay, let's get started. Welcome, everyone. My name's Kyle Shannon. Oh, now we've lost a lot. Wow, we went down. We were up to like 130 when I went and changed my T-shirt. The Brooklyn apparently booted out like 80 people. Yeah, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Hey, it's no sweat off my back. You know what I mean? Hey, what are we doing? Will this guy ever start? He might. Okay, so my name's Kyle Shannon. This is the AI Learning Lab. What do we talk about here? We talk about shirts. We talk about the irregulars. We talk about like trains. I don't know if that's a thing in TikTok, but it is now. Look, I got a hearty heart. I got hearts going. You haven't heard of like trains on TikTok? No? That's because you haven't been to the AI Learning Lab. So stick around. Here's what happens when you combine old people and new technology. You get shit like this. My name's Kyle Shannon. I'm a longtime entrepreneur. I've started, 12, 15 companies, something like that. My current gig is I'm the founder and CEO of a company called Storyvine. We're an automated video storytelling platform. We do not use, our core technology is not AI. We do our automation the old-fashioned way with code. And I'm completely rethinking my platform and the value proposition and the product offering and the roadmap thanks to AI. So that's been a really interesting journey. I can talk about that. I was also an entrepreneur in the early days of the World Wide Web. So back when, hey, how you doing, partner? Yeah, Shearbear, give me a hat there. I'm talking sort of like George W. Bush. Yeah. Sometimes I go into like Ross Perot. For those of you that are Gen Xers, remember him? In the early days of the World Wide Web, I started a company called Agency.com, which was one of the first digital agencies. Why do I talk about that? Well, it was kind of cool because it was one of the first digital agencies. We built a lot of the early websites. But the early days of the World Wide Web is very, very reminiscent of the early days of this ChatGPT shit. What's going on with this stuff, in my opinion, is more profound than the impact that the World Wide Web had, which was pretty fucking profound. It changed everything, how we did everything. So this stuff's bigger than that. So, a couple of things we do here. I keep these URLs up during my little chats here for a couple of reasons. If you're new to generative AI, if you've not played with ChatGPT, that's what these things are all about. So let me talk about what I got going on here. I got a pile of pages. Okay. Why is that looking so? Hold. Got a lighting situation here. Not a good one. There we go. Okay. So, if you're brand new to this AI stuff, go there. Chat.openai.com. That's the official ChatGPT website. If you have not played with it, go play with it. Go play there until you have what we love to call here in the AI Learning Lab your Kevin McAllister moment. This moment. Remember Home Alone? Go there until you have that moment. What's that moment? I don't know. It's different for everyone. You can go there, tell it to write you a country song, tell it to write you a poem, tell it to write you a Python application. Ask it to create a marketing strategy for you. Just figure out something that you know, and you know how hard it is to create, and then go there and see if you can get it to do what you think is hard. And then at some point, you will have that moment. Oh my God. Oh my God, what happened? Claude and Bing, the two below it, what are those? They're competitors to that one. Well, Bing is a sort of co-opetition, right? This is from Microsoft. This is GPT. Microsoft. Bing Chat is good Lord. All right. I don't know that we should be doing this tonight. The muscles in my jaw just malfunction. Okay. Bing Chat uses GPT-4 that is behind ChatGPT, GPT-4. So this is also GPT-4, but it's Microsoft's version of it. It's connected to the internet. It can make images. Thank you, Mantra. It can read images. It's generally crappier than this one because it's got a lot of safety guardrails on it because Microsoft is tired of being embarrassed on the front page of the New York Times. So it's a little shittier than GPT-4 up here. But it's still good and it's free. Claude is a competitor to ChatGPT. It's a bunch of ex-OpenAI people that invented GPT-3. They went off and said, we don't like how you're doing safety. We're going to go do our own. And they created Claude. And that's got a really big context window, which basically means you can put in giant prompts. Okay, so if you're new to this shit, go there. Prompts.chat will teach you how to use these things. Okay, that's a little just instruction manual on how to talk to these things. There's lots of ways you can prompt these things, but that's just a good one to start. Okay, so that's that. If you have used some of these things before, here's some others to play with. Bard is Google's entry in this space. Perplexity.ai is a search engine that does citations. It sort of mixes search and AI in an interesting way. And then labs.perplexity lets you play with Meta's Llama 2 models for free. Why? Because they're awesome, I guess. I don't know. Everyone's got their reasons. Pi.ai, the irregulars here on the Learning Lab have nicknamed Chatty GPT, and I think that's appropriate. Chatty GPT, if you put Pi in conversation mode, it's really interesting to talk to. I was with a buddy of mine today, guy named Townsend Wardlaw, who's a sales consultant, and he actually helped design the sales our sales strategy for Storyvine. And I haven't talked to him in years, and he was in Denver, and he said, let's get together. So we hung out, and he was talking about his wife has been working with AI on loneliness, having people that are lonely talk to GPT models. And I said, have you seen Pi, or have you tried Pi, or have you talked about Pi? And he said, no. And so I opened up the Pi app, and I asked it, who is Townsend Wardlaw, and what is his theory on sales? And it nailed it. His jaw, he had a Kevin McAllister moment. He had this moment. Because he knows a decent amount about AI, but it like nailed who he was, what his philosophy was, and it was like the latest up to the minute who he was. So anyway, so Pi's really interesting. Poe, you can make your own bots there. That's really interesting. The like train is fucking hilarious. It's totally distracting me, but I love it. Okay, so that's all that shit. Okay, now, pictures, pretty pictures. You're like, but Kyle, I don't like words. I want pictures. Unless you're Demo. Demo's a troll that's, I think Demo secretly loves the AI Learning Lab. He comes in every night and trolls me and says I don't know what I'm talking about and I'm an asshole, and that, he hasn't really said I'm an asshole. I have interpreted it that way. But he also says that images are a waste of everyone's time. So if you're not Demo and you think images are not a waste of time, then these things might be interesting to you. I don't know why I'm calling out and making my trolls more famous, but he's at least consistent in his Trolly McTrollingtons. Midjourney's the best. Firefly is the most corporately safe, for lack of a better term. In fact, it's still early, so I don't think you can actually use that images from Firefly in corporate applications yet, but you will be able to. Leonardo and ClipDrop are both Stable Diffusion. They're just fancy front ends in front of Stable Diffusion. And then OpenArt.ai/prompt book will teach you how to use these things. Okay? And then Futurepedia, that's like 4,000. It's probably more now. They add hundreds each day. 4,000 AI tools that, if you ask me, Kyle, what's the best way to do accounting for circuses in Lithuania? Go there. There's probably an app for that. I just don't know them all. Okay, that's that. Final thing. And welcome. I see some new people have joined, probably because there's just an incessant amount of likes. The irregulars are at it. I think it's hilarious and I love them. You might be thinking, AI Learning Lab, I think I've heard of that. Well, that's because I'm a celebrity and this is a famous channel. It's so famous, in fact, that we have a fucking scammer. And this just pisses me off because TikTok won't deal with it. So if you know anything about TikTok scammer account reporting, or if you work at TikTok, or if TikTok you're listening, I know you're listening because you shut down my live occasionally because I say some trigger word. So I've learned a few of the ones you don't like. But if you are following an account that is AI Learning Lab that has 2 L's in it for learning, aiLL Learning Lab, it has a stutter. The stuttering account is not me. But you're like, but Kyle, it's got all your videos and it looks like you and it's taken everything about your account. Exactly. And then what they do is they reach out to people that follow them and they try to sell them some multi-level marketing scam bullshit. So fuck them. Fuck the horse they rode in on. This is the only recourse I have, is to take advantage of my like train and say, screw those guys. But if you follow them, you just check. You have to sort of dig in and like go past the initial page, because they've copied like the initial page that they've done looks exactly like mine. So you have to go into their profile and see the 2 L's. So unfollow them, report them, and this is the real deal. Okay, good Lord. That's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot to open up the show. I had to change my shirt. We did that. We went through all of this. The like train is going crazy. Here's the other thing that happens here. Hang on. Hold. Hold, please. Beautiful. All right, so that's just going to sit there. So that's the ChatGPT website. Go there if you haven't gone there. That's why we have that there. It's just like a little public service announcement. Why, thank you very much, Steve-O. I like those little Devo glasses. Remember Devo from the 80s? You old people, you Gen Xers. You old cranky bastards and bastardettes. So if you have questions about AI, comments about AI, pop them in the comments below. It's a TikTok hat. Thank you very much for that. I'll do my best to answer them. Now here's a couple of things. I try to answer all the questions. Some people really appreciate that. New people fucking hate it. They're like, which questions is he answering? I'm answering the ones way up above wherever the fuck you are. That's just the way it is. I've tried to like do a reset with timers. It's just, I have ADD. I can only do what I can do. So I will eventually get to your question. I make funny voices. I sometimes cuss. If you don't like cussing, get the fuck out. What else? I don't know. That's it. I'm going to show some stuff. There was some decent news. So if you hang out, I'll go through some of the news. But what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to scroll up into the comments. I'm going to see what people have been saying as I have been rambling. All right. Welcome everybody. All right. Tobias is here. Kevin Vasquez is here. Share Bear's here. We got some regulars. Okay, Farmer. This is cool. Laura C. Lol. Laura C. is lolling tonight. And Major Gift Fundraising. What's everyone up to with AI? Good question. Yeah, pop that in the comments below. We'll talk about whatever you're up to as well. Sup, dude? Steve-O's here. Tobias is here. Hey, everybody stand by. Star, 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 star. All right, let's see. Wait, the current SAG strike is about salary and AI royalties. Yes, it is. It's about, yes. Well, not just AI royalties. It's more like, so here's what big corporations are so predictable, aren't they? So SAG was about to go on strike, and they're in their negotiations, and then the Producers Guild, or whatever the fuck is the movie producers thing, said, we'll get back to you on whatever your requests were. And then they ghosted them for like 2 weeks. And then they said, okay, we have a response to all of your requests. And for like almost all of their requests, the response was denied. Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. They went down the list. Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. But then toward the bottom there was one, but we have a groundbreaking proposal. And our groundbreaking proposal is, this is from the producers to the Screen Actors Guild. For background actors, so extras, right? The ones that don't have all the lines in the movies. How about this? How about we, as producers, pay those extras $200. And on that day that we pay them $200, we will scan their likeness and we will digitize it. And then we will put it in our magic AI computer box, and we will use their likeness in perpetuity forever without ever compensating them ever again. And that's when SAG went, fantastic, fuck you, and went on strike. So it's a big deal. Now, here's the fucked up part. If I take emotion out of it and the fact that I'm a trained actor and I've written screenplays and, I have empathy for that crowd, for my peeps. There's nothing stopping the producers from paying nothing. Like what the producers are saying is, we'll at least pay them a day rate of $200. They could just say, hey, for extras in any feature film, we're not going to ever use human beings ever again. We're just going to synthesize them all. We'll hire a bunch of people to go generate them in Mid-Journey, and the extras will always be computer generated. They won't be based on any likenesses, and that's the way it's going to be. So the leverage that SAG has is not great because the tools are really powerful. So it's kind of a fascinating thing. I think the producers will ultimately do something. SAG and the Writers Guild have leverage a little bit right now, but a year or two from now won't. Like, this probably will be the last strike where the Screen Actors Guild and the Writers Guild or any kind of unions like that have any kind of leverage whatsoever. So it's a fascinating time. And also, I think that both SAG and the WGA are actually being very short-sighted about how they're approaching AI stuff. All right. Did a movie script. We are the shit. ShareBear, the irregulars are fucking awesome. You guys are nuts. We're already up to 17,000 likes. I'm like, what am I, 15 minutes in? You're amazing. Did I miss the delay answering time? Hey, Togas. No, I don't think so. I don't know what the delay answering time is, but you're not late. I'm just getting started. Okay. All important people are here. Covering. Oh, look at fantastic. I got the magic spell. I feel blessed. I feel zapped. That was awesome. I don't know what it is about me. I am what do they call it? I'm peppy tonight. Like last night I was a little like, And tonight I'm like, eh. I don't know which you prefer, eh or eh. So we'll see. All right. I would have a question. All right, Simaga, have it. Can we sell the artwork created through Leonardo.ai for free? Yes, you can. Though I am not a lawyer, one of the things that I would encourage you to do is leverage some of your tools. I'm going to go find something. Here, we'll do. FAQ. So I'm on Leonardo.com. Can I use Leonardo for free? What are the benefits of paid? How do the models work? How do I get access? Can I quickly generate? Are there opportunities? How do I get involved? Terms of service. Here we go. You know this document that we've never, ever read? You know this document that Facebook and Google just slightly updated every 3 weeks for the first 20 years of our existence, and we just kept going, oh yeah, sure. This is the document where we gave away all of our data for the past couple of decades. So here's a fun thing you can do. I'm going to grab the URL from the terms of service. I'm going to go to ChatGPT. We could also do this on... I'll show you two ways to do this. We'll go to ChatGPT. I'm going to do a plugin on ChatGPT, and then we're also going to do Claude, because Claude is one of the models I show here. So for ChatGPT, I'm going to go to plugins, and I don't have any enabled, so I'm going to go enable one if they load. I had a plugin enabled, so something's weird. Plugin store. Did they get rid of all of my plugins? Wait, what? Hang on. No plugins enabled. Oh, okay. Here's a good lesson. I'm logged in. Let me reload this. They obviously reset their plugins database. Oh, no, okay, I just reloaded. Okay, they're back. Jesus. Okay. So that well-earned panic is, we're so early in this AI stuff that every piece of AI software right now is a janky piece of duct-taped spit, toothpicks, and dog food is what they're made of. So sometimes stuff just breaks because it's bad software, and then sometimes it's just like reload your browser. Hang on 1 second. 7, 3, 6, 8. Return. Wait. Okay. Yay. All right. That's cool. Okay. So I've got a plugin enabled called Web Pilot. Now what Web Pilot can do is it can go read a website. So I'm going to say, please read, and then I'm going to pop in that URL, and I'm going to hit Shift Return for a line break, and I'm going to say, summarize the 5 most important parts of this agreement with regards to my ability to use any images I create for commercial purposes. And so it's going to go read that legal document. Now, who was it? I think it was RetroPunk. I think it was RetroPunk sent me a DM. So one of the irregulars. Ownership of content. You own all of the input For the output generated based on your input, Leonardo assigns to you all its rights, title, and interest in and to that output. It doesn't quite say you own it, right? They say you own the input. And I guess because they're generating, there was an error in response. Oh, it just crapped out. Okay. For the output generated based on your input. Okay. Oh, okay. So that's interesting. So what they're saying is you own your prompt. And if you generated something from your prompt, Leonardo assigns that to you. But I think what that also implies is if you use someone else's prompt, they don't. So just make sure you modify your prompt, right? Change a word in it so that you can claim it's yours. Now, is anyone going to check that? The people that check whether or not you modified your prompt or not are the same people that check the signatures on our credit card receipts that we sign at the convenience store. I'm pretty sure no one is checking those signatures because everyone has the same signature and it does not resemble their name in any way. So anyway, so that was kind of an interesting thing. So that's that. Now we're going to go over to Claude and do the same thing. Now at Claude, so I'm going to pop in the prompt. So summarize this thing, and then I'm going to do a line break. I'm going to go back to the terms of service, and I am going to just highlight them all. So I just highlighted all of the terms of service. I'm going to come back to Claude. This is one of the reasons to use Claude. Claude is free, and Claude has 100,000 token context window. So I can paste in like a 75,000 word document. It could be a legal document, it could be a screenplay, it could be a novel. And I type in paste, and then I submit it. And so now it's going to go read all of the text of that document. Retropunk said he uploaded a PDF to Claude, and he wanted to translate a permission slip from English to Spanish, and it basically like made up an entirely new document. My suspicion of what happened with Retropunk was, and if it wasn't you, Retropunk, if it was someone else, sorry about that. It might have been Tobias. I don't know. It was one of the irregulars. What might have happened is it might not have been able to read the PDF, so it might not have actually extracted the text out of the PDF, depending on how the PDF was constructed, right? So if it was just a scanned instead of actual text, it might not have seen it, and then it probably just made some shit up. So that's my suspicion. Okay, based on my review of the terms of service, images created by paid users retain full ownership, copyright, and intellectual property rights. You have the commercial rights to images you create as a paid user. Okay, that's interesting. For free tier users, Leonardo owns all the rights to the images created, but grants free users a royalty-free license for the commercial use of images they create. Okay, so I'm glad we did this. So it summarized what the document says in two slightly different ways. So if you're trying to figure out if you own the rights from Leonardo, I would actually go read the terms of service yourself, but this is a good way to get the short answer. The short answer is yes. If you pay for it, you own the image, and you can do whatever the fuck you want with it. If you're on the free tier, you've got free, royalty-free license to use the image. Now, let's see. Any images made by any user can be used commercially. Any images made public by any user tier can be used by Leonardo. So you can use it, but Leonardo can also use it. You represent having rights to any inputs. So if your input is copywritten material, that's not good. There are restrictions on offensive, illegal, and harmful content. So yeah, so basically you own it or can use it, but they can also use it. There you go. But that was a fun little rabbit hole. Bop, bop. I haven't gotten to the news yet. I haven't even gotten to the news. I'll tell you what, you people that are like, oh, I'll watch this old man for like 5 minutes. You're going to miss some shit. The irregulars fucking hang out in here. See all those hearts going? That's not because they like me. That's because they're bored as fuck, and they have created a whole series of games to entertain themselves while I ramble. That's what that is. It's not likes. But you have to hang out here because shit happens. Shit goes down. Steve-O! See, I got the dog ass. I got the dog. Thank you very much. I loves me some dog. Well, let's not say it like that. Dogs are lovely. Where's my doggy? Chimpy! Chimpy's not around. Champ's done with me tonight. He's like, no. We're good. I'm good. Okay. So, it's a mad, mad world. By the way, 9.5 out of 10 on the name. Ideally, what you would do is you would put in the 5 mads like the original movie had. That would get you a 10 out of 10. But it's a callback to a a horrible film that I thought was fantastic when I was a kid. What about storyboarding? There are lots of people doing... that is so cool. Thank you, Cher Bear. The lovely heart. At the AI Salon, which, by the way, I don't think I talked about that. If you want to join a community of people just geeking out on AI, the AI Salon, that's the URL for it, the salon.ai. And that's a group I created back in December. And that's the link. That's the URL to the link tree that's got the meetup where you can, subscribe to the meetup. We meet every other week, so that'll give you information about that. It's also an invite to the Discord server where you can geek out and hang out with us. One of the early guys that spoke at the salon, his name... What's his first name? Free tag. I don't know. It doesn't matter. It does because I can't remember his name. But he was doing storyboarding with Midjourney for movies, right? So producers and directors were calling him up saying, "Hey, we want concept boards for this film," and he was knocking out full on storyboards in like 3 days that would have taken him weeks. He was doing it in 3 days. And they were so cool. So yeah, you can do storyboarding, and you can do it with a lot of different tools. I mean, Midjourney is the one that I think is the one of the day. It's not going to be for long. All of these tools, as exciting and sexy as they are today, Crypto Joe, welcome. As exciting as they are today, like every 3 months, this list gets kind of rejiggered. I've had to redo this list now a bunch. It's more complicated than I want it to be, but there's a lot going on. Nancy's here. What's happening? Cam Catkin, hello. I would love to ask you some questions. Then please do, Simaga. Here's the deal, Simaga. When you asked, I would love to ask you some questions, that was probably 20 minutes ago. So now I'm telling you, there's a large possibility you're not here anymore. There's a large possibility you asked your questions and then I didn't answer them, and then you asked them 38 more times, and then people in here told you, dude, chill out. He's going to answer them. He's going to get to them. This is the deal. This is the thing where the irregulars understand this dynamic of this channel. The new people don't appreciate it so much. But I will answer all your questions. Dragonfly Alchemy's here. Hey, Dragonfly, what's happening? I'm using it every day. Awesome. That's Simaga. What's your question? You don't need my permission to ask questions. Just ask questions. Although here's what I would say. Don't ask questions like, could you explain it some more? I never know what it is because I'm not reading the comments in real time. So if I'm talking about puppies, say, could you explain puppies some more? And then that way when I get to your question, I'll go back and talk about the thing some more. You need coffee. I don't think I need fucking coffee. Well, I guess with ADD, maybe it'll calm me down tonight. Maybe I do need coffee. I think you're right. Okay, Farmer. I think you're right. I think I'm fucking jacked up on not coffee. Oh, ADD. You're such a special condition. Yeah, because stimulants focus me and calm me down. And now that I think about it, I don't think I had any coffee today. I'm fucking just. It actually does feel like I just did a couple of bumps. Are you taking guests? I can. I'm happy to bring a guest up. I tend to just answer the questions down here, but just let me know what you want to do. You can ask the question in text. I'll get to it. OpenAI is my best friend. Claude and Bing are also. I know. That thing I did today with my friend Townsend Wardlaw, where I asked Pi to describe who he was, and it did it so perfectly. He was just like, I got to install this. It was pretty amazing. You need some apple cider vinegar, verified human. Oh, by the way, if you didn't know this about me, as if it wasn't obvious enough, I'm a verified human. Oh, you don't believe me? Hang on. You know the trolls with their, "I don't believe you." What? You're not a verified human. How would you even know that? How would I know that? How would I know that? The doubt. How I know that is I have this verified. I'm an anonymous verified human. What's it say? Proof of personhood. Person. Verified at orb. What is this you're saying? That's not important right now. My biometric data has been given to the Borg. Hey, Clint. That is actually a my NFT from, that's my World ID from Sam Altman's new WorldCoin and World ID company to verify humanhood, personhood, which is going to be really important. Whether or not Sam's company does it, I think things like that thing I just had behind me are going to actually be really important. All right. Why do we need to have to plead with folks to use these tools? Oh, just the permissions, because everything's in persistent beta mode and you have to get on fucking lists. I don't know. There's two reasons. One is it's kind of a hangover from the NFT world, where the crypto bros are like, if we make it seem like it's harder to get in and you got to jump through fucking hoops, and actually a lot of the NFT bros are like, okay, click the heart button. If you get to 50,000 hearts, you'll get into this next layer of the Discord, and then so people just do that sort of engagement mining is what they called it, to get the communities to do shit. Our like train just organically emerged out of the irregulars because they're so fucking weird, but the crypto bros gamified all that shit, and so I think a lot of the you got to sign up for the wait list is kind of generating demand, but some of it is also a lot of these startups are probably two college kids and a case of Red Bull, right? And so they're only paying for so much bandwidth and compute power, so they want to test the thing before they go live, or maybe before they get funding. So that's probably what's going on, if that's what you're asking about, Thelonious. He goes in order of comments. Thank you. Are you happy now? Are you happy now is I am trying to get into the box. Oh, Thelonious is trying to get into that box. Oh, that's a rare thing, Thelonious. I don't really bring much people up on stage. Does he take guests? I don't have that much time. Well, what do you want to talk about? Simaga. Nancy, I've never seen him accept guests. I brought Hair Growth Geek up once. I've brought a couple of people up. I won't bring you up. Just tell me what you want to talk about. What I don't want to do is bring you up and just have you hawk some piece of technology or, God forbid, some crypto. So, Simaga, no guess. Ask your question in comments. It might be 10 minutes. Sharebear's got it worked out. She's like, no. Ask your questions and use your words. Use your words, Simaga. Simaga, Nancy, thanks. Now I can move on. He does not provide much info. Absolutely correct. I am completely unqualified. So you should absolutely not be here if you're looking for information. I tried Pi. It's very cool. Yeah, Pi. So the thing about Pi is it's super chatty. It's chatty GPT. So if you want to get shit done, Pi's not your one. But if you want to kind of have a tea and talk to your computer in a significantly meaningful way, then Pi's really interesting. Really interesting. You Einstein. I don't know what that means, Steve Pennington. Am I Einstein? Am I a genius? We'll have to ask ChatGPT about that. It's possible. I still haven't gotten to the news. You're all like, when are we going to get to the news? I don't know. Maybe if you hit enough likes, I'll get there. We're only at 33,000. Good Lord, you people. 33,000 likes. We're less than an hour in. Whew. You guys are wild. I like it. It's solid. I'm a little flustered. Oh my! I do declare. Is it a little warm in here? Is it me? Oh, whew. Y'all are funny. All right. I love that you're entertaining yourselves. Some people have told me that they use me to go to sleep. So this isn't just about the information. This is sometimes about the entertainment value and sometimes about the narcotic effect that my voice has to knock people out on a regular basis. All right. I had a bad experience with Claude. It was Euthelonius. Yeah, I gave it a PDF to translate, and instead of doing that, Claude got creative and just made stuff up. I have a feeling it couldn't read the PDF. I would check that PDF, see if the PDF actually has text in it, or if someone took a picture of a permission slip and the PDF is just an image. Because if it's that, then you would probably need to use something like Bard or Bing that can read images. So this is one of the other things. These things are all kind of screwed up. ChatGPT can't really read documents, except with its plugins it sort of can, and with Code Interpreter it can, but in kind of really specific ways. Claude can read PDF text documents, CSVs, things like that. Bing can read images. Bard can read images. What are the other ones? Perplexity I don't think can read. You can't upload anything. Pi I don't think you can upload anything. Poe you can upload things, but I think it's just based on whatever models you have selected. I think Poe can read like CSVs and text files and shit like that. So they all sort of act like they're going to be really cool, but they're all sort of janky. This goes back to that comment about all of these tools are kind of, spit and duct tape right now. You kind of need, and it's the reason I have so many of these things up on screen all the time, is you kind of need to, if you really want to make use of these things, you kind of have to know what they all do, which is, it's not going to be like that for long. Give it a year and this is going to be a remarkable time. Right now it's a little janky. What is scammer? Oh, a scammer. Okay, so Togas, this is scammer. Scammer stands, so a scam in English is, someone trying to, I'm going to use more vernacular, rip someone off. Someone trying to basically steal from people. So the scam is they copied my channel and my content, so they're getting, folks that are following me to follow them. And then once people follow them, they reach out to them. They basically DM them, acting like me, and say, hey, would you join this? You should really join this awesome marketing opportunity. And it's a multi-level marketing scheme or a pyramid scheme. And so they're trying to make money off of our audience, off of the irregulars. It was the irregulars that found this out for me. Like, I didn't figure it out. They figured it out. So thank you all. And so that's the scam is ripping people off, and scammer is the asshole that does it. So, all right, the irregulars need t-shirts and hat merchandise. I know, I really do have to get, I'm going to figure out how to do, I looked up 2 days ago It looks like Printful and one other one are have a TikTok integration, so I can use TikTok Shop to do print on demand shirts. So I'm going to do a you can make money with ChatGPT. I'll probably do a couple of others. I think I'm going to absolutely do the irregulars. I'm an irregular. I think that's it. I'm an irregular. And then I don't know. Maybe we'll have like some little asterisk by it, and the little thing will say, an irregular is a member of the AI Learning Lab or something like that. We'll figure it out. But yeah, that's a good idea, Laura. I'll get some merch going. So, and then you know what'd be cool is I'll do an irregulars. I'll do an irregulars thing, but maybe I'll put like a box, like a white outline with a black middle. The t-shirts will all be black, by the way, so we can wear them on the channel. And I'll make like a box, which is where the text goes. I don't know. Well, all right. I'll think about that. We'll do something. Okay, I know now. Oh, okay, cool. WESN Radio. Yes, scammer messaged me today. I blocked and reported. Thank you, Marie D, and I apologize for that. I guess it's not for me to apologize, but it gets my goat. It gets my goat. You know what I mean? It gets my goat that these people, they spend more time imitating me in the amount of time that they can figure out how to imitate me and maintain that ruse. Ruse is a word. They could have started their own fucking channel. Right? Like, gee. Did I miss the shirt changing? Yes, you did, Tommy. You missed the shirt changing. It was so fantastic. So we got in here and there were like we went from like 20 people to 130 people. I'm like, awesome people. I'm going to go change my shirt. And I lost 80 people. It was fantastic. We're slowly working it back up. I think because of the like train that the irregulars are smash that like button. The irregulars are entertaining themselves. At this point, this channel is no longer about me, that's probably how it should be. This is awesome. Of course, now I play Song Quiz with Alexa. Oh, that's funny. That's awesome. Pi's really good at games, too. So if you get Pi into conversation mode and tell it you want to learn something and tell it to make a game up and teach you the thing in whatever game it comes up with. It comes up with trivia games. It comes up with all sorts of shit. TikTok just jumped me to the bottom of the comments, so I'm trying to figure out where I was. Wait, a cheap way to know if you're in a real live is to see your comment in a mirror screen or mirror. I don't know what that means. I emailed a complaint today. Googled the email address. Thank you, Nancy. Yeah, anyone who can report those scammy McScammingtons, maybe TikTok will listen. It's really frustrating. I can't. It's staggering to me. Like with all the fucking algorithmic, let's prevent hate speech stuff that is, very, very flawed. It seems like it's a relatively straightforward thing to see if somebody copied someone else's account. It's the same videos on their account. 8:48 in Denver. Am I late? Emilio's wife, what's happening? I don't think, maybe, I don't know. It's 9:20 now. And I'm still not back to where I was. Well, it looks like I lost my... How can I get a longer movie script? Use... So there's a couple of things about writing long-form documents. ChatGPT only has a 4,000 token context window right now. It should at some point have a 32,000 context token context window, but it's not there yet because OpenAI is busy. They're cutting deals and buying companies, whatever they're doing. They're spending, OpenAI is spending $700,000 a day is what OpenAI is doing. So there's a couple of things you need to do. If you're in ChatGPT, you need to chunk it up. I'm trying to think of some other ways you could do it. In ChatGPT, you could use Code Interpreter. Code Interpreter can write much longer documents. I don't know if it would be any good though. You could, yeah, I wouldn't use Code Interpreter. No. So what I would do, if you want to write a screenplay, you're gonna have to chunk it up. The first thing that you do is you write an outline, and it'll be able to do the outline, and then maybe you say, based on this outline, let's create a set of character descriptions. You're going to need an outline, a set of character descriptions, a set of place descriptions. So you're going to have to kind of have those elements, and then you're going to write the scenes from there. And you might even need example scenes, right? If you write dialogue in a particular way, or if you haven't quite described your characters well enough, you might need example dialogue. So outline. Sorry, having written some screenplays, I'm trying to think how I would do it. This is how I would do it. This is not how you do it or how people do it. This is how I would do it. I would get it to write a concise outline that I agree with, a character sheet, a place sheet. I would probably have some sample dialogue. Like you want to seed it with good dialogue. Those three things right there are probably going to take up most of your context window. So 4,000 tokens is about 3,000 words. So those elements right there, one way you could do it is you could put in those elements and then tell ChatGPT to summarize all of those into the least amount of words possible, so you kind of make it less tokens. And then I would just do sort of scene at a time, or even sub-scene. Like here's the first half of scene one, here's the second half of scene one, and then just copy and paste those out. Or Claude has 100,000 token context window, so it's got a 75,000 word memory, basically, window that you can play within. So within Claude, you could take those long elements that I described, outline, characters, places, sample dialogue, and then you could just say, write me act one of this screenplay, and it'll probably write the whole thing. I think that's probably a bad approach, because you remember the Looney Tunes commercial? I knew I should have taken a left at Albuquerque. Let's say that Claude or ChatGPT writes scene one, and right at the end of scene one, it kind of goes in a direction you didn't want it to go. And then it'll write you, it'll sort of take the action from that kind of went off a little bit, and it'll write you all the other scenes, and it'll I don't know, it'll just be bad. So there's a project out there. If you're geeky, check out a project called Novel GPT. Novel GPT will write you a full novel, and what it does is you give it what you want the basic story to be about, what you want the writing style to be about, and the number of chapters. And then the way it does what it does is it writes an outline, and then it writes chapter 1, and then it takes the outline in chapter 1 and it writes chapter 2, and then it takes the outline in chapter 1 and chapter 2 and writes chapter 3. So it's building upon what it wrote. So I would take a similar approach with writing a screenplay. I'd get all of your sort of planning documents done. You can have ChatGPT or Claude help you write those. And then I would just chunk it out. Don't expect it to write the whole screenplay, because it'll just fuck it up. It'll just be forever disappointing. What's interesting about that Novel GPT project is that it's in a Google Colab notebook. You can see all the code that they wrote, all the prompts that they wrote to write all of that. If if you're code friendly and can go look at the scripts within the notebook, and you could modify novel GPT to become screenplay GPT. Might be interesting. The other thing you should do is not only have it write the screenplay, but have it write the coverage, right? So when screenplays get read, at agencies, they do these coverage documents, like a 2-page explanation of it, and log lines and all that sort of stuff. So anyway, all right. Still, I need an Oki impersonation. I don't know who Oki is, but I'm sure I've done it at some point. I just don't know who it is. John Wayne will do. Oh, Oki, when you put the hat on me. Yeah, howdy, partner. Doing Microsoft Security Analyst Certificate on Coursera. Yeah, that's interesting. I think Microsoft is going to be a big player with all of their integration of ChatGPT within everything they're doing. So I think that's howdy, partner. Thank you, Dragonfly. Chip. Anyone who hasn't been here before has just got to be like, this dude is fucking insane. Yeah, I haven't had my coffee. What do you want? An ADDer without coffee is like a normal person on cocaine. Apparently, it is what it feels like tonight. I just tried to report the fake AI learning lab for pretending to be someone else. Only choices were celebrity or me. Exactly. So, Professor Sonia, you're gonna have to we're gonna have to just accept the fact that I'm a celebrity. Okay? I look kind of like celebrities. People have mentioned that. Doesn't that count? And I have fans that like it enough to... How much do they like it? 46.6 thousand likes. So that's celebrity likes. So just say I'm a celebrity. I'll back you up. You tell TikTok I'm a celebrity. I'll back you up. Best AI to manipulate a photograph. I would say generative fill within Photoshop. So get the Photoshop beta, and then you can just... you can use all of Photoshop's selection tools in a fairly sophisticated way, and then just manipulate the shit out of it, or expand it, and then you can protect the stuff you want to protect and obliterate the stuff you want. We're me and celebrity. I typed in Kyle Shannon's name, and a football player's name came up. Actually, no, that's Kyle Shanahan, and he's a coach of the San Francisco 49ers. And what's funny about Kyle Shanahan and Kyle Shannon, because my TikTok is Kyle Shannon, so whenever the 49ers fuck up and have a bad game, I get hate mail from football people going, yeah, maybe you should learn to coach, Shannon. And I'm like, maybe you should figure out the last name of the person that actually coaches, loser. So, yeah, that's pretty funny. And football season's about to start, so I'm about to get some hate mail. Unless the 49ers do really good this year. So I had to report them for trying to sell multi-level marketing. Yep. Oh, it's so frustrating. I'm sorry you're all having to deal with that shit, but I don't know any other way to deal with it. I guess TikTok only lets you report people pretending to be celebrities. Exactly. I emailed a complaint today. Google the email address. Okay, that's a good idea. Oh, maybe I should put that on there. Hang on. Wait, Nancy, do you have the email address? Can you put it in the comments? Because maybe I can... Hang on, let me see. Is that working? No. TikTok's customer support email. Support? No. Well, anyway, pop it down there. If you found it, I don't want to take the time here to just Google something. This channel's insufferable enough as it is. I just feel like it's getting more and more complicated all the time. Like I haven't even gotten to the news yet, but that's okay. We'll get there. How to convert PyTorch functionality into Tensor.js. I'm not geeky enough, not the right channel for this. Anything like that, I would just go to Reddit and find communities that are working on Tensor.js. So think about the AI Learning Lab as post ChatGPT, like using AI rather than developing AI. One of the big pieces of news today, however, is that OpenAI announced fine tuning for GPT 3.5 Turbo. So the API, so you can now train GPT on your own data. So that's a really big deal. So that's in that neighborhood. But that specific problem, PyTorch functionality into Tensor.js, I would do a couple of things. Bard is connected to the internet, McFly. So I'd go to bard.google.com. You can go find the documentation for both of those things and just pop it in there and then ask the question. But Bard being connected to the internet, you might be able to just ask that question at bard.google.com and it might tell you how to do it. It might even code it for you. You could also ask on bing.com. But yeah, I don't know enough about once you get under the hood of now we're using the AI, like the application layer stuff. I'm not down at the more machine learning foundational stuff. That's not my expertise. That is a large area of ignorance for me. Like for years I was like, oh, I'm going to go play with TensorFlow. Every time Google made an announcement about TensorFlow, I'm like, I'm going to go do AI and machine learning, and then I'm like, I'm not a mathematician. This is hard. So I'm a different kind of expert. I'm a special expert. Well, isn't he special? Isn't he special coming on here talking about being expert in artificial intelligence, and then someone asks a very basic question about Tensor.js, and he's like, I don't know. Well. Who's he inspired by? Who could it be? Oh, I know. Could it be Satan? Yes, it is. According to TikTok, Kyle Shannon is an NFL football player. Kyle Shanahan. Where can I learn about prompt training ChatGPT? Right there. Prompts.chat. Start there. It's not the definitive document, but it's got some good primer documents in it that will talk to you about how you talk to these things. Here's the biggest philosophical thing, Jason, that this took me a while to get. Google for years has trained us how to talk to search engines, right? And what they've trained us is don't put too much shit in the prompt. Keep it really concise. Just ask for exactly what you need. And like we've gotten clever at how you write a Google search, right? If you're good at Google searching, you kind of get it's somewhere between natural language and Boolean logic, right? These things are the complete opposite. They need a lot of context. So don't think of these things like, I'm going to put in the perfect prompt and get out the perfect answer. Think of it much more like I'm having a conversation with the world's most frustrating intern who happens to be a savant and knows everything. So when you have an intern and you're like, oh, could you go make me a permission slip? And then they come back and it's like, you're like, oh God, I got to explain what a permission slip is. Oh Christ. Okay, yeah. So Jimmy, what a permission slip is could you go make one now, right? And you spend more time explaining to the intern than it would have taken you to do it. But you're like, but you got to give the intern a chance and someone's got to learn somewhere. And it's like, everything's going to be fine. It's not frustrating at all. That experience, that's what these things are like. Except with these things, you can say, hey, Jimmy, go make me a permission slip. By the way, here's an example of a permission slip. But I want you to make all the permission slips in iambic pentameter, and then I want you to translate them into Romanian, Japanese, and I want one permission slip written in Python code, in executable Python code, and it will just go do all that shit. So you have to give these things a lot of framing, right? And also, rather than sort of create a single mega prompt, you can do what's called prompt stacking, where I was sort of talking about this before, where if I'm going to write a screenplay, the first step might be, hey, I'm thinking about writing a screenplay. Can you share with me the top 5 story frameworks that screenwriters like to use? Oh, sure. Here's Sid Field, and here's Save the Cat, and here's all these other things. Hero's Journey, Joseph Campbell, right? And then you can say, oh, I like the Joseph Campbell one. Can you help me write an outline, using the Joseph Campbell thing? Sure, here's how we would write an outline, blah, blah, blah. And just kind of stack prompts one after the other. That context, that the conversation will make these tools get better and better the further you go. The one caveat is, with ChatGPT, because it's got a small context window, it will sometimes forget the early part of the conversation. So you're going along and things are going great, and then all of a sudden it's just like ChatGPT just like flakes out and seems to have forgotten whatever the hell you were talking about. That's because the top of the conversation went out of the context window. So you may need to go back to the early part of the conversation, grab some of that early stuff and put it down later, and then just keep it going. Or use Claude, which has like a 75,000 word context window. You can have a much longer conversation. We'll take you as you are, Professor Shannon. Thank you, Emilio's wife. That is very lovely of you. By the way, 10 out of 10, Emilio's wife. Well, no, I'm going to give you 9.5 out of 10 because it's hard to say. But I like it. I like you. And I like the flowers because I can always see your flowers, I can always see it's you. It's very nice. I think Emilio's wife is actually the one that came up with the called us irregulars, right? You're the one that actually named it, called it. Us irregulars must also have ADD, constant screen tapping. Yeah, exactly. Rather than having to pay attention here, you're like, I got a game. There's a game. I like the game. Games are good. Oh, Kyle said something funny. More game. Holy crap, we're at 56,000 likes. I think we're about an hour in. You're cutting off. Oh no, irregulars. We're riding rigging till midnight. Of course, we all read the terms of service. Yeah, exactly. Please do John Wayne. I'm an Okie. Oh, I see. Okay. Please do John Wayne. I got to get... Oh, you know what? We'll go do Pi for this one. Pi.ai. Let's see. Give me the top 10 John Wayne. Oh, Siri.
I found this on the web.
No.
If you approach it with the right mindset, you can still focus on being authentic, genuine,
no,
and
stop.
empathetic.
Shut up. They're so exhausting. Okay, we're going to go to Bard. Hang on. All these agents, they're really exhausting. Hello? Top 10 John Wayne movie quotes. Courage is being scared to death but saddling up anyway. I didn't know that was a quote. That's a really good quote. A man deserves a second chance, but keep an eye on him. If everything isn't black and white, I say why the hell not? That's close. I won't be wronged. I won't be insulted. I won't be laid a hand on. I don't take kindly to them that do that. A man's got to have a code, a creed to live by. That's pretty good. A big mouth. Oh, here we go. All right, next time I get the hat. A big mouth don't make a big man. That's good. You can't stop what's coming, but you can slow it down. That's good. That's for AI. You can't stop what's coming, but you can slow it down. You can't stop what's... you can't stop what's... Yeah, see, now the hat's not there. They got it... Okay, when you report the scammer to TikTok, also tell them to keep the hats on longer. I can't do a John Wayne quote with a hat on for half a second. Like, oh, this is good. Life is hard. It's harder if you're stupid. A man's got to know his limitations. All right, I gotta put these somewhere. Oh, all right. Well, let's see. You can't stop what's coming, but you can slow it down. All right, I'll get it. I'll work on it. I gotta have my script. I'll get my script going. All right. Let's see. We could do some news. You want to do some news? Anyone else here in Minnesota, New York City, Professor Sonia, San Francisco for Thelonious? A cheap way to know if you're in a real live is to see your comment in a mirror screen or mirror. We saw that earlier. I would just take the permission and a picture to Google Lens, do the translation later. Is Claude trained on current data? What constraints does it have? Claude is more recent than ChatGPT. Claude's up to like somewhere in 2023, or late 22. I think it's like early 23. But all these large language models have a cutoff at some point because they're a beast to train for the foundation model or the frontier model they're calling them now. So it's more recent, but Pi, Bard, and Bing are all connected to the internet. So those three make up for that gap in data by doing searches, internet searches. Claude AI is UK, US only. That's a drag, Laura. I heard that before. I don't even think you can't even get it in Canada. I would just take the permission. Okay, that we said. Help me write a catchy title for all my employee article on generative AI. Oh, yeah. A catchy title. Yeah, that would be a good use case. Have you done that? What was the result, Caverno? Tugas, 2201. 2301. Thanks for the Claude AI Unravel, Kyle. You're welcome. It's likes. My dog is lovely. What breed is Champ? Champ is... Oh, let me see if I have a picture of Champ that I can bring up here. I should. I don't know if I can find one. Hang on. Plus... There he is. There's Champy. Look at that big dum-dum. See, he's got the... See? He was in the big house. He shanked someone in the big house. That's a tear tattoo. He shanked someone. He's a badass. He's part beagle, part French bull. The frugal. I don't know. He's beagle and not French bull. Maybe French bull. Yeah, something like that. He's got some beagle, he's got some bull. And he's 60 pounds. He should be about 40 pounds. But we don't have any boundaries with our pets. This is something I learned many years ago. We had a very badly behaved dog. And so we hired a dog trainer. Right? Because you do. Because you're going to be good people, you're going to hire a dog trainer. Here's what you learn in dog training school. They don't train the dog. They train the people. If you have a shitty dog, it's because you're a shitty dog owner. And so once I realized that, I'm like, oh, I'm just always going to have horribly behaved dogs all of my life because I have no boundaries. They're getting on the bed. They're getting on the couch. They're eating people food. And my wife's worse. Like, she cooks for him. So, yeah. This should be the background the whole time for the learning lab. I'll make myself really small, just sit back here. Oh, good Lord. Good Lord, good Lord, good Lord. getting a little hoarse. I sound like Clinton. He's a lovely dog. What are the chances ChatGPT returns the same exact response? Actually, very, very low, Inspiring Dad. So the way these things work, so if you go to the GPT playground, there's a thing called temperature that it used to slide between 0 and 1, but now it slides between 0 and 2. I don't know why they made that change, because things that use it haven't made that change. It's a bit of a nightmare. But anyway, doesn't matter. This thing called temperature, if you slide it to 0, it gives you sort of a predictable response. ChatGPT's defaulted to like 0.6 out of a scale of 1. So if you go to all the way to 1, it's like fully creative. Like it'll give you answers that might not even resemble what you asked for. So 6 gives you mostly what you asked for, but adds some creative in there. If you dial that to 0, you can get predictable responses. So if you're developing applications, that slider is really important, because sometimes you want it to give you, sort of just the facts, and you want it to be predictable, and that's what that's about. If you go to Bing, go to Bing and then go to their chat button. Wait, what's going on? No. Start over. Okay. Okay, there we go. Okay, so on Bing, if you go to chat, this is ChatGPT. It's welcome to the new Bing, right? Your AI-powered co-pilot for the web. Bing has more precise, more balanced, and more creative. So they're sort of revealing that idea of temperature. So more creative is probably like a 0.9 out of 1. More balanced is probably 0.6 or 0.5. More precise is probably 0.2. So if you want something more predictable, you can go to Bing, put it in precise mode, or you can go to the OpenAI playground, which is platform.openai.com/playground. And this is where you can change the temperature right here. So you go into chat mode, you can do GPT-4, you can do GPT 3.5 Turbo, and then you can change your temperature from 0 to 2. Why they changed the scale of that, I don't know. Because again, all these things are duct tape pieces of poopy right now. They'll get better. They'll get better. It's going to get better, people. It's going to get better. You're like, but Kyle, isn't this incredibly more complicated than it needs to be? Shouldn't it just be simple? Kyle, listen, Kyle. Kyle, I have a question. Why is this so hard? I want it to be magic. I want it to be a magic trick, and it's hard. Ugh. You remember, this might be an ADD thing now that I come to think about it. I'm trying to think what age I was. I was probably like 8 or 10. And I really got into magic conceptually. Like I saw it on TV, or I saw a magician on TV. And I'm like, I'm going to get a magic trick kit. And so I asked for a magic trick kit, and I got the magic trick kit at Christmas, and I'm like, I'm going to be a magician. And then what you learn when you get a magic trick kit is that there ain't no magic. It's all, you have to fucking practice. It's like the next 10 years of your life are manipulating cards. And I still manipulate cards, but I'm shitty at it. Do I have any cards here? Magic takes a lot of work. And these tools right now, when you know how to use them, they're fucking magic. But like, getting your head around how to use them, it's a lot of work right now. It's not going to be. Like 2 years from now, 3 years from now, this shit's going to be fucking... I don't know. Like, I can't imagine that we're going to normalize this. You know, I feel like kids that are being born today, born into this world where these tools exist, it's just going to be normal for them that you just say, I want to play a video game that has John Wayne in it that's, you know, got racing game mechanics and, I don't know, gambling, and it'll just spin up a world for you and you'll start playing the game. That's going to be normal for people, you know, that are born today. But anyway, it's going to be quite remarkable. I don't even know if that answered your question. Me without coffee is really not good. I should probably go make a pot, but what time is it? It's too late. What time is it? 9:52. Severe weather. What the fuck's going on? We got another storm coming, I guess. It's 11:03. I'm predicting. I'll see this at 11:47. 52. You were pretty close. Whoa! Oh, that's awesome. Share Bear with the Black Panther claw. That was super cool. Thank you. You were actually very close. Apple user 33886368. I'm going to give you a 5 out of 10 just because you're an Apple user. So you get bonus points for being an Apple user, but you get really dinged for just having the number there. 338. That's actually the first 3 digits of my social, which I probably shouldn't say on a live, but whatever. I got my iris scanned. What's it matter? You encouraged me, yet me ignore me. No. Oh, do John Wayne now. I will. I have my quotes. Wait, hang on. Pause for a second. Give me a hat. Where's my... Which one is it? All right. Give me a hat. That's a music note. Give me the cowboy hat. Somebody give me the cowboy hat. Yeah. A big mouth don't make a big man. It needs to stay there longer. I just look like an idiot when it goes away when I lose the mustache. A big mouth don't make a big man. A man's got to have a code, a creed to live by. Well, partner. I got to go back and watch some John Wayne movies. My John Wayne. I'm just doing like generic Southern dude. I'm not doing John Wayne right now. Steve, I'll get John Wayne dialed in. It's the cowboy hat deserves better than what I'm giving it right now. I'll give you that. It's a solid criticism. It's a solid criticism. By the way, constructive criticism is not trolling. Creative trolling is enjoyed on this channel. Constructive criticism enjoyed on this channel. Unimaginative trolling, like what Demo does, it's just a waste of time. Waste everyone's time. Chamomile tea instead of coffee, not for me. Can't stand chamomile tea. I think I'm jacked up on not coffee. I think that's what's going on. Pi is my best friend. One love. Very cool. He's gone. All right. I don't know who's gone, but verified human in the house. Yes, that's me. Although it says what does it say? Proof of personhood. Proof of personhood is what my little card says. WorldCoin. Yeah, it's a WorldCoin World ID. I knew you were one of us cryptos. Listen, I was very deep in the crypto world. I'm a member of Neo Tokyo, which is a really cool crypto gaming community. I've got an S1 citizen. I've got an S2 citizen. I got deep in the blockchain world. I started learning about AI because of crypto. I got in a project called Pixel Mind, which is an NFT project sitting on top of Stable Diffusion. It's like you create these art series and then you can mint them. It's a really cool project. And I met the founder of that, and I just got really disillusioned by all the crypto bros and all the bullshit. Like the Neo Tokyo community is actually quite strong. But so much of that stuff is just it deserves the fucking bloodbath that it took, because we got to get the garbage out of that. Like the technology is really interesting. I think NFTs as access are really interesting. The World ID thing using blockchain for verifying authenticity of people, of content, I think is going to be actually critical after the 2024 election. I think it's going to be a fucking shit show, and people are going to be like, we need to do something about this fake content. I wish someone would have anticipated this. A celebrity. Isn't there some celebrity talking about this? Well, Kyle Shannon over at the AI Learning Lab's been talking about it for a year. He's not a celebrity. He kind of looks like Fat Alec Baldwin. Say it isn't so, Kyle. It might be so. What's up, Kyle? What's up, Clint? I know you said that an hour ago. 99 new messages. Should I jump to the bottom? I think I might have to jump to the bottom. Verified human by machine, definition of ironic. That actually is pretty ironic, isn't it, digital gods? Yeah. Yeah, and you would think there would be other ways to do it. But so back to the crypto bros thing. One of the things that the crypto bros fucking hate is KYC, right? And so for those of you that don't know KYC, it stands for Know Your Customer. So it's a law that basically says banks, over a certain amount of money in play or in certain countries, banks have to have your identity, like your address and like your driver's license or your passport, right? In order to be able to use certain services, you have to KYC. You have to give your identity. So that's why something like World ID is interesting, where they're taking your biometric data, but they're creating a uniqueness database, and it's anonymous, right? They're not tying your biometric data to you. They're just saying that the person that possesses that ID has that iris, and they don't give a shit who you are. So that's actually pretty brilliant. I don't know of another way to do it and have it be anonymous. And then to the point, we have to trust, in the case of World ID, we have to trust that World ID is actually disposing of the biometric data and not tying it to who I am. But who knows? At this point, I don't give too much of a shit about it. It's all irrelevant at this point. It's all just right at this point. It's all just kind of monopoly money and just play stuff, because there's not really an infrastructure there. What do you think of all the tools that are coming out at the same time? Oh my God, Crypto Joe! It's mind meltingly. It's impossible to keep up with. Let's go do the news, because there's some new shit that came out. And we don't normally do the news, but I was looking at stuff. So this is one thing. So there's a technology out there called Wonder. Is it Wonder Labs? Wonder something, where you take a video and you upload it to this thing, and like you take a video of a human walking, and then like 30 minutes later, it will give you back a video of like a robot walking, right? It does really remarkable rotoscoping. This technology is doing it in real time. So this is an app called Simulon, Simulon. It's a new iOS app. It's in invite-only mode, right? So you have to know someone there. But it's doing human replacement in real time. They're walking around with this device around a human, and it's replacing the human with that robot in real time. In real time, people. Do you not get it? Do you not get it? Do you not get it? Look at what's coming. And to your point, Crypto Joe, like how do you keep up with this shit? You can't. Like, I didn't know about this the 10 minutes before I started the live, and then, all right, I'm like, well, the irregulars need to know about that. So that's one. Salesforce just invested in Hugging Face at a valuation. Wait, is this just? Yeah, August 22nd. Salesforce leads the financing of AI startup at more than $4 billion valuation. So Hugging Face is, it's kind of like GitHub, but where you put AI models. So like all these different models and the open source models and all this AI stuff. If you want to go geek out and play with this AI stuff, you basically go to Hugging Face. Somewhere between GitHub and Hugging Face is all the code you're ever going to need to do remarkable shit. Well, Salesforce is leading a financing round valuing Hugging Face at $4 billion. $4 billion. It's basically a code bucket. $4 billion. So there's that. I thought that was pretty significant. This is the new GPT 3.5 Turbo fine-tuning and API update. So this is from OpenAI, talking about you now have the ability to train GPT 3.5 on your own data. Now, it's pretty expensive. It's like 4 times the price of GPT-4 calls, which are pretty expensive. But this doesn't require you to use LangChain and things like that, right? So I've talked before about LangChain. Like if you want to train stuff on your own data, you've got to kind of jump through these hoops and be geeky. This is still happening at the API level. This is not in ChatGPT. This is on the back end with the development playground. So, but you could probably, I'm guessing, I'm just learning about it, so I haven't dug into it, but I'm guessing that you'll be able to do a Zapier automation where you're training GPT on your data just through calls, right? And so big deal, big deal, big deal, big deal, big deal, big deal. This thing I've heard about before, but it's getting written about. This is a thing called Rewind for iOS that tracks everything you do on your iPhone and remembers it. And so you can basically chat GPT anything you've done. So when you're like, I know I wrote an email to someone at some point. Now you can just sort of say, what was the email I wrote to who did I send the email to that talked about SpaceX's rocket? Oh, here are the 4 times that you mentioned that. Twice in a PowerPoint deck and twice in emails. So that's amazing. That's called Rewind. What's this? Oh, this is just one. This is a legal, there's probably a ton of these, but this is just one I saw on Twitter. It's called Spellbook, and it will automatically redline legal contracts. So you know how lawyers redline, legal contracts in very specific ways? Well, this now just does it for you. So that's called Spellbook. And then more large language model data retrieval for the enterprise. This is a project called Mano. So this is a Y Combinator company that they're creating a whole company around making it easy for companies to train on their own data, right? So this is going to be absolutely the next big thing is ChatGPT, like UGPT, right? Or your company GPT is going to be the next big thing. I think that was it. Yeah, that was it. So holy crap, man. Those are all big or interesting kind of things that like I didn't know about before I got on here. So this one, Simulon. Holy crap. What's the website? Let's see if we can find the website. Simulon.com for easy access. Let's go get early access. Don't you all get in there before me. Hi, what's your name? Did you all hear that they figured out a way to, on MacBook Pros, they can take the audio of someone typing and reconstruct what they typed just based on the audio of the keyboard. Fucking crazy. Any social? Okay, so I'm going to put on my TikTok. What else do I want to put in there? I'll just do @Kyle Shannon. Yeah, that's good. To avoid spam and make sure you're a real person, type the last letter of the word Simulon. Okay. Thanks for registering. All right, go register for Simulon, and you too can be making robot pictures of people in real time. Zoom calls are going to get really interesting, aren't they? Everyone's going to be a flippin' robot, but not like a shitty fake Google, sticker robot, like a real robot. All right, you know what I'm going to do? Irregulars get in the box before randoms. Yeah, exactly, Kavruno. And we should. It's. Yeah, I think I need to experiment with bringing people up on stage. These things are long enough that it shouldn't just be me talking. So let me think about that. Okay, I am. Wait, he's gone. Wait, he is gone. He left after his comment. So here's what I just did. I just jumped to the bottom because I was way far behind. I was dang it, jab it. I can't remember my quotes. Yes. Let's see. What were they? Do I have them? Let's see. A big mouth don't make a big man. Howdy, partner. Howdy, partner. A big mouth don't make a big man. That's more John Wayne. A big mouth don't make a big man. I was too high. I was too high in my register. All right. A big mouth don't make a big man. Oh, wait. This is my favorite one. Life is hard. It's harder if you're stupid. That's very AI Learning Lab. Life is hard. It's harder if you're stupid. All right. We got it. Life is hard. It's harder if you're stupid. Don't let me forget that. All right. So I've kind of jumped to the bottom of comments. So I probably just skipped a bunch of questions. So if you had questions that I didn't answer, re-ask them down here if you still want to know if I didn't cover them. And then I'm just going to jump to the bottom because I was too far behind. Thank you, Kavruno, for the trumpet. Shappat-bow. I used to play the trumpet. I was a trumpeteer. I liked the trumpet. The trumpet was an obnoxious, ADD-friendly. Life is hard. It's harder if you're stupid. All right. We're getting there. This is good. All right. It's good. Solid. This is not quite NPC level stuff, but it's close. All right. Hug my face. Movie making gigs are in trouble. I absolutely agree. Well, I don't know that they're in trouble. Movie making gigs in the way they're done today are in trouble. But I think the world that's opening up to us is the democratization of high quality creative execution, for lack of a better term. So like filmmaking's still going to be hard. Like telling a story that can keep someone there for 2 hours that's hard. And it's going to be hard for a while to do really well at world class. But like the execution of like that real time being able to swap someone out for a robot, we're going to be able to do. People who don't know anything about filmmaking are going to be able to do really high quality film production with, little to no money, little to no tools. And it just just like the video camera kind of democratized that ability, and we got, filmmakers like Spielberg because of that. Like, we're going to have a whole new rash of creative professionals that just do things in a completely different way. It's going to be wild. Hugging Face is wildly useful. Yep, Hugging Face is really good. Well, and now it's worth $4 billion. And it's not that old, I don't think. What is it, like 3 years old, 4 years old, something like that? Hug My Face. I know Hugging Faces are really, they're gonna, at some point they're gonna have to deal with the name. Wow! Oh yeah. Thank you, Winston. That was awesome. Thank you very much. That was really good. Life is hard, but it's harder if you're stupid. All right. I'm gonna go find that clip. Oh, you know what? Maybe we can go find that clip. Here, look. Here's ADD at its finest. Let's have an ADD moment, shall we? John Wayne. Life is hard. It's harder if you're stupid.
Sergeant. He's here. Well, what do you know? Stryker. Hello, Thomas. Thought you were in the first. I was. Sit down. Just sit down, Thomas, anywhere.
This is 2 minutes. I just want the quote.
This life's hard, man, but it's harder if you're stupid.
Well, that's not John Wayne.
Guns! Where's my brother? Raspberry's hit. Hurry!
Yeah. All right.
Welcome to Bang It News. Today, life is hard.
Yeah. I just closed that window. Can I get it back? I think I can. 6 tabs. All right. I can't find it. Whatever. Someone will find it. Annoyingly, fine-tuning 3.5 is way more expensive than fine-tuning 3. Yeah, I know. It's 4 times more expensive than GPT-4 calls, which are expensive. So, yeah, it's annoying. So, yeah. And I haven't played with it yet, so I don't really know how useful it is, but it's still, all of this stuff right now, all of the things that I'm talking about, all the tools that I'm showing, take all of them with a grain of salt, even the pricing with a grain of salt, because as they start to figure this shit out, these things are it's just going to get more and more sophisticated and transparent and cheaper and all that sort of stuff. So just learn what you can. By the way, checking in on the gamification of the AI Learning Lab, we're up to 77,000 likes. You all are insane. Thank you. That's awesome. I don't know what it does. Hopefully it's entertaining you. It's really funny. Holy shit, rewind. I hadn't seen doing that now. Yeah, exactly. I use many AIs, greater than 10 or about 10. I would say the worst one I've used is Hugging Face, really. Well, but Hugging Face isn't a single AI. Hugging Face is thousands of AIs. And whatever one you used, you might have used hosted on Hugging Face. But it's just a place for you to try the models, download the models, things like that. So it's one of the challenges with Hugging Face is it doesn't know what it wants to be. Like, it can run code. It's a code repository. It's a model library. It's a dessert topping and a floor wax. Sorry, I left for a sec. Did you do John Wayne? I did. Life is hard. It's harder if you're stupid. But I tried to find the actual quote from John Wayne, and it was too much of a pain in the ass. It's shit like reading keystrokes from audio or thoughts or brainwaves that scares me. I know, Sam. I agree. The thing that is not apparently obvious when you play with ChatGPT is that the technology that makes ChatGPT work it doesn't care what data it does what it does on. Meaning, ChatGPT aimed it at words. Brain scientists are aiming it at pictures of brain scans. Audio people or hackers are aiming it at audio of keyboards. It's the same basic technology, where they're just training it on these massive data sets of whatever data. And then if you have the right data set in there, now it can read your keyboard strokes from audio. So this stuff's going to be everywhere. And this is the reason the other night I was saying, I don't know, someone asked something about, the open source models and what if the hackers, get to them. I'm like, well, they're out. It was probably not super wise for Meta to release their weights, their core large language models, but they did. And they're good. And so hackers going to hack, developers going to develop, and hopefully the white hat hackers out hacker the black hat hackers. But yeah, we're in, and it's not even the hackers we need to worry about, right? It's the government, it's corporations, it's all that sort of shit. All right, 10:17. I'm gonna go for a bit longer. I'm getting a little sleepy now. The lack of coffee, adrenaline rush is wearing off. I'm like, oh. Perplexity, ChatGPT, Poe, Claude, and soon I hope XAI. Yep. So in your list, I'm trying to think if I would add anything. I would add Bard in there, Bard or Bing, just because they're connected to the internet, if you can get access to them. And then Pi is worth putting on your list. This is Chris Martin. Pi is worth putting on your list just to experiment with it being really conversational. Chatty GPT is what the irregulars have nicknamed Pi. So I would add Pi and Bard or Bing to your list. Anyone working on AI-driven object recognition. I'm not, but Meta released, they open sourced that crazy ass object recognition thing that like in real time was recognizing like every object in a video, like in crazy real time. So I'm sure a lot of the projects on GitHub and Hugging Face are taking advantage of that stuff. The mind reading stuff is definitely scary. Simulon is iOS only. That's okay, because iOS is the best. Make all you Android people crazy. Wasn't it a swell time when the biggest political divide in our country was Windows versus Mac? That was quaint. It would be nice if we went back to that. Because it's ugly right now. I don't like our country right now. My daughter was a trumpet performance major. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, being a trumpet performance major, she must have been good. I recall your trumpeting past. Who are my favorites? My favorites were Maynard Ferguson, obviously. You have to. Chuck Mangione. Those are the two biggies. Tommy, what's his name from The Tonight Show? We were all yelling at you, lol. Wait, what were you yelling at me for? Welcome to Rock Bottom. This is not bottom. Did you ever do drum corps? I did marching band. I never did drum corps though. Drum corps looks cool. I just did marching band. And then I got into the theater. I got on the stage. I entered upon the stage and I never left. And here we are. I'm a celebrity. In my own mind. And in the mind of TikTok, because that's all I can be. It's either myself or a celebrity. No one else could possibly have anything they'd want to report to TikTok. Good Lord. Silver Fox gave me a peach. Thanks for the peach. Nice peach. Tugas. The little, what's that little dino dude? He's got a name, doesn't he? Thank you for the ruse. A ruse by any other name. Oh, Umbre's son reached level 15. Nice, thank you. Content creation will change. Content creation is going to be it's not going to change. It's going to explode. It's going to explode and be completely reconfigured. Everything is going to explode. I don't know if you've been with me for a while. Like, I feel like I'm going through these phases. It's not quite phases of grief. It's like phases of understanding the implications of AI. Like when I first started this channel, it was definitely like, we got to keep up with the tools. We got to keep up with the tools. and then it was like, we got to keep up with the implications of the tools. And and now it's like, I want to understand what tools I want to know what tools I need to understand to be able to glimpse into what's coming. And it's really hard. And every time I get a little glimpse of it, I'm just like, holy fuck, like, what is the world going to be like? And it's not that far away. Like that Simulon thing where you're just real time replacing people in video with like world-class CGI. I don't know. I can't. OpenAI just acquired like a world-building game company. So that says to me that ChatGPT, you're going to be able to just say, build me a world, I want to enter it. Write me a game, build me a world, fly me over the Eiffel Tower, design a new jet that is, scientifically sound, but looks really cool. Okay. And like all the engineering will be in it. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's wild. It's just wild. Like I want to be able to provide some level of, I don't know. It's not even guidance, just like clarity on what's important to pay attention to, what's coming, all that sort of stuff, right? Like I feel like that's something I have in my life or in my brain is the ability to do that. But this stuff is so complicated and it's moving so fast and what's coming is so profound. I just feel like I got nothing. I feel like I got nothing. Hang on, I got to look at something here. All right. Fellow trumpeter, subgroup of irregulars. Exactly. I bought a really expensive trumpet. I bought like a $1,200 trumpet when I got some money when I sold a previous company. And what I learned was like some shit you should just let go. Like I just never played it. I bought a $1,200 trumpet like with the fantasy of how much fun I had with it in high school, but like I wasn't in high school anymore. I was like 35 and it just sat there for like 2 years and I was like, oh fuck. You just kind of learn this shit in life that like you try to recapture certain parts of your life when you have money and then it's just like, it's not the same. But anyway, so I am in a trumpet free zone right now. Watch out. You've got some in your class going for 80. We're at 83,000 likes. Good Lord. Overactive class, overacting even. That's what this channel is all about. This is the overacting channel for sure. 80,000 coming up fast, guys. Tap, tap. I love that this channel is no longer about AI. This is just a game. It's the best. Seeing a bit of backlash to chat interfaces. How do you see interfaces to LLMs evolving? That's a really good question, True Human. True Human AI James. 8.5 out of 10 on the name. You're close. It's good. I like it. You could tighten it up, make it a bit more memorable, but it's good. I like it. I'm not sure what backlashes you're seeing to chat. Like it, you know, the interface right now is effectively Google, right? So I could see a backlash to. My best guess is that our devices, it's just so weird. We'll still have the ability to use keyboards, but voice is going to become a lot more natural. I think one of the things that makes Siri and Alexa and those kind of tools weird right now is you can't have true conversations with them. Some people try to, but they're manually programmed, right? They can't just talk. Pi can just talk. You know, putting any of these chat things into voice mode, you can just talk. So I think that voice is going to become a more important component. I think Apple's spatial computing paradigm or metaphor or redefinition of what computers are kind of goes there. I think the input for these devices will be whatever we need it to be. It could be a keyboard, it could be voice, it could be images, it could, just like, hold a book up to the camera, right? So I think the input becomes everything. It's just so weird. And then the output becomes everything. Meaning we're going to have a single application that is just our entry into this, whatever this magical fucking machine becomes. And I'll watch movies in it. I'll listen to music in it. I'll write music in it. I'll make movies in it. I'll write work stuff in it. I'll send emails. Like all of the stuff that we do, we'll do, but it's just, it is going to be through a single interface. Right now, it looks like a chat window, but I think that kind of expands and it takes in voice, visuals. It's multimodal in, multimodal out, and generative in the middle. So I don't know. Like, there's a backlash on ChatGPT right now, and people are like, I don't like ChatGPT. It hallucinates. It spelled something wrong. Okay, whatever. This ain't going away. This is the prediction of the death of AI is I find it kind of humorous. This ain't getting uninvented. This is way too powerful stuff to go away. And so I just think it's omni in and omni out. Omni like anything input, anything output, generative in the middle. What's it generate? Whatever the fuck we want it to. The guy Townsend that I mentioned earlier, Townsend Wardlaw, we were playing around with Pi. He was talking about the concept of a magic genie. And we were talking about AI. AI is a magic genie. It's like you ask it anything and it grants you a wish, right? And right now the wishes are kind of limited, right? They're a little limited. But it can spew out a novel in a minute. Well, in 2-3 years, it'll spew out a novel instantly and just start reading it to you in the voice of your choice, whatever celebrity you like, even if it's me. And then if you're like, well, I'd like there to be an audio soundtrack to this novel, it'll just start playing, and it'll play so that it matches the novel and is something that is emotionally pleasant to you, because it will know if that song is working or not, and it will dynamically rewrite the song as you listen to it to make you happier. Like that kind of shit. So I don't know, man. Like I'm just right now that box for me is just the metaphor of you're going to be able to dump anything in it and your desire, and what's going to come out is what you want. You guys are making me think. It's making my brain hurt. There's not a lot going on up here. This prefrontal cortex is like a piece of cheese. And there's something going on somewhere back here. I don't know what's happening. Don't make me think. What's your juicer today? Let me see. When I'm feeling a little parched, I go with Waterloo. It's the Blackberry Lemonade Sparkling Water. Costco. Can I have a meeting with you? The motherfucker. The motherfucker. Listen, let me tell you something, Mr. Shannon. I think we're going to have a meeting. My name's the motherfucker. You, on the other hand, consider yourself a celebrity. We got to work some things out. No, I don't think you're a celebrity. I don't think you're even close. So we're going to have a meeting. I'm going to do the talking. You're going to do the listening. All right, you motherfucker? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm the motherfucker. You're the motherfucker. Well, my name's the motherfucker. Name's actually Bob. But yeah, but we should definitely talk because I'm the motherfucker. You know what I mean? You know where this is going? Neither do I. Yeah, just send me a DM. I got my link tree with my contact info in the profile. Happy to chat. Exactly. What is your t-shirt today? Brooklyn, only the strong survive. Hey, let's organize a group to send the hat at once. Oh, maybe time for his quote. Oh, that's pretty funny. Okay, here's a problem. When the irregulars start organizing, some shit's going down. I don't think it's going to be good, but you guys are funny. How many names you know of? Huh? I don't know what you're talking about. The motherfucker. Toilet paper. John Wayne toilet paper. Okay. Don't know what you mean. Where's the like button? I have no idea how to TikTok. True Human AI. I don't either. This is like Elder Talk. Welcome to Elder Talk. Old people trying to use new technology. You just double tap the screen, True Human, and the hearts just go. And we are now up to heart check, like check, 85,800. You guys are just weird. All right. 82 new messages? I just jumped to the bottom of the messages. Good Lord. 80,000. I applied for an AI job. Unbraced son. Congratulations. That's awesome. According to Snopes, that wasn't John Wayne actor that said "the life is hard" quote. Oh, interesting. Yeah, because that there was another movie that had it. It wasn't John Wayne, so that was probably the one that said it. But another thing came up when I was looking at YouTube. Life is tough, but tougher when you're stupid.
Gun! Where's my brother? Blackberry's hit. Hurry!
I told you you'd need this bad someday. Thanks, Marine.
No, that wasn't it. It looks like it must be in the sands of Iwo Jima. Life is tough, but tougher when you're stupid, John Wayne. I don't know. We'll find it. Unbraced Sun, Pi.ai is my BFF, 80,000 strong. I'm going to jump down to the bottom again because I'm way far behind. So I'm just going to do it. I'm just doing it. I've really, for Kyle's LLM, heating up with my question. Wait, I don't quite know what that sentence means. That's the thing I feel like nobody gets yet. It's just a toy. No, it's really not. Sam, this is what Sam Korn said there. He says the thing that I feel like people don't get is they look at ChatGPT, and you look at something like Pi, and it looks like a toy. And if you go to ChatGPT and you're like, write me a song, you do the parlor tricks, right? Write me some code, write me a song, and you do the parlor tricks. It seems like a toy. These are not toys. They're not toys. They're so much more profound. And it's like, I can't quite articulate it yet. I can't quite articulate why. But the thing I keep going back to is, what were they trained on? They were trained on the public internet. What's the public internet? Well, it's the place where for the last 4 decades, we've all expressed ourselves. We've self-expressed in idiotic ways, in brilliant ways, in moving ways, in stupid ways, right? So there's 40 and probably more. There's probably more like, hundreds of years of human output that's been put on this internet thing and has been ingested into these machines in a way that is not like Google. These things have not indexed all of the shit they've learned, right? Google said, we're going to go look at all the websites and we're going to index them so we can rank them. So when you ask for a search, we're not going to give you what's in the website. We're going to give you the link to the website with a weighting, right? That's the index. This is not indexed words. It's like, I feel like what scientists have actually done with the combination of neural networks, transformer architecture, and the let's give OpenAI credit for they were the ones that really went aggressively after, let's put as much data into this thing as we can. Let's go get as much of the internet as we can and jam it in this thing. They've created kind of a brain, right? Kind of a brain that knows a lot of what humanity has contributed. So when you talk to this thing, it's like the history of humanity responding back to you, right? There's a collective knowledge in here. The collective knowledge of us is in here. And it looks like a toy because it's so simple. It's not a toy. It's just fucking wild, man. I don't know why my mind is so blown tonight. It could be the lack of coffee. But I feel like I'm in a transition period. I'm in a liminal state between kind of having my head around this shit and not having a fucking clue. I'm trying to imagine even a year from now what these things are going to look like. I don't know, man. My mind's blown. You got a lot. Way more than nothing, Kyle. You are providing comedy and info against a humorless, well, thank you for that, a humorless backdrop. So thank you for that. I feel like we're living in a bit of a humorless world right now. Like, everything is so fucking serious. The fucking climate is literally exploding around us. the political discourse in the States has infected, the rest of the world, or I don't know, maybe it was a global phenomenon. We're still in fucking PTSD mourning, like fucking dealing with COVID and COVID. Now it's resurgent. Like, it's just like the world right now is like this humorless, serious fucking place. And then on top of it, this shit is going to obliterate what we currently like know as work and how we work and what we work and what is work and what is, oh my God. So yeah, I think part of what we have to do is laugh about it, because I don't know. But thank you for the kind words. Oh, it's exciting. It is. It really is exciting. Where will our world be in 10 years with AI? Cam Catkin. Okay, I'm giving you a 9.5 out of 10 on the name. I assume that's your actual name. That's an awesome name. Name's Cam Catkin. It sounds like you should be in some sort of, escape movie, like an escape room movie. Cam Capkin is the one that like leads the crew to figure out the code to get out of the room to save the world. Where will our world be in 10 years? I have no idea. I'll give you an answer that I'm going to steal from a friend of mine named Matt Baylaw, who's a technologist, and he's a CTO at a pharma company. And I said on a panel that I didn't know, like I felt like in the early days of the World Wide Web, I could look at what the technology was, and I could envision what the world looked like 30 years out. And it essentially looks like that, right? I could see that, I could see, if you collapse geography and you collapse time with instant communications, you can kind of play out, even back in the mid 90s, what was going to come. You maybe couldn't see all the stuff, but you could generally see we're going to have instant communications, we're going to have society's going to become a global society, right? That for the most part has happened. And just how we do everything's instant, right? So everything's there. So you can kind of see that. This stuff I can't see. So after I mentioned that on a panel that I was on, Matt called me afterwards. He goes, I think I've got it. And his timeline was like 50 years out, but I think we'll start to see this in 10 years. Is he said that imagine a world where all of the complexity is gone. Like the complexity of systems. So if you think about how complicated our world is, and if you think about what many, many companies are, there's a lot of companies that exist that their sole purpose in life is to deal with the complexity of the world, right? So you've got H&R Block Tax Company. What is their purpose in life? Well, someone there reads the fucking tax code every year, and then us dummies walk in there and go, I don't know what to do. Could you make my numbers? Could I get money back? So what have they done? They've taken the complexity of tax preparation and turned it into you can be a dum-dum, right? Insurance brokers, financial advisors. Just think of any complicated system. You call up any fucking company in the world today and you sit on hold for 45 minutes and then you get put into this Byzantine fucking phone tree, this logic tree of, well, you're at level 1 support and level 1 support can only read this script. And then if you get past them, then you get to level 2 support. And the whole fucking thing is designed to get rid of the people that could actually answer questions for cheaper people, right? But now it's this Byzantine, complicated, fucking awful thing. There's companies that build that Byzantine, complicated thing. There's people that operate their businesses within that complicated thing. What if that went away? What if when you called your company, they picked up the phone and talked like you talk because they know where you're calling from? So they say, okay, he's in Denver, probably talks kind of like a Denver person. Oh, he's in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, probably talks like a Tuscaloosa person, right? So someone that talks like your region answers the phone, has a conversation with you. You can ask it anything, including like, hey, how's your day going? Oh, pretty good. How's yours going? Right? Go talk to Pi. You'll start to experience this. And then that machine will be authorized to do all the shit. It will know all the shit, and it will be authorized to do all the shit except for the anomalies. And it will be smart enough to know, oh, Kyle's actually got a problem that's outside of what I can do. Why don't I connect you with a human being that can actually help you? And it automatically will route me with a summary of my conversation to the human being that can actually make some judgment calls. So in 10 years, imagine where, someone before mentioned that there's kind of a pushback on the chat interface. But imagine in 10 years where every single task that you do that's the hard shit to do is just like a button. Refinance my house. Get a car loan. Pay my taxes. And then maybe with pay my taxes, there's like pay my taxes, and then there's like, what's your risk tolerance? And you slide it left and right. Like, you can get more money back, but higher chance of an audit, or less money back and you're safe. So most of us will sort of keep it somewhere in the middle. I just want to get a little bit of money back. It'd sure be nice if I could get that PS5. So I think in 10 years, we will likely see a layer, an interface layer that hides all of the complexity, all the complex systems sitting beneath it. And then what that does to the economy, I don't have a fucking clue, because think about all of the companies that their sole purpose in life is to deal with those complex systems and have human beings deal with them and greet you and read the fucking manuals and read the tax code and do all that. What happens to all those companies? They go away. They'll have to become the application layer. Like H&R Block will become the agent where instead of walking into the office, you just say, I want to do my taxes, and up might pop, here's 4 options. Do you want H&R Block? Do you want the Chat GPT? You want Chat GPT just to do it dynamically? Do you want to use TD Ameritrade because you trust the brand? But it's all doing the same shit. But then you just push the button, slide your risk tolerance, and your taxes are done. So, and then what happens to us? So think about how many hours a week you spend dealing with complex systems. The 45 minutes on hold, all of it. What if all those hours were given back to you? What if instead of 38 hours a week of just dealing with nonsensical, overcomplicated bullshit that our society has either purposefully or just through inertia made everything way too fucking complicated? What if you had 38 hours where you weren't abjectly frustrated with the state of the world? I think people would be less bitchy. It might give us a chance to reconnect with one another as human beings. We might have the energy and the passion and the clarity to be able to go, you know what I've always wanted to do? Needlepoint. I think I'm going to teach myself needlepoint. Like, how many passions aren't happening because the world's just so fucking exhausting? What if it weren't? Now, are we going to be there in 10 years? No, but I think in 10 years, we'll at least have a layer where you can start to see glimpses of it. And then 30 years out, it probably starts to be pretty seamless, where you just ask for what you want and it essentially materializes. Who do we get to be in a world where we have a magic genie? We get to be whoever the fuck we want to be. Like that to me is the really exciting part. Like that's why I'm excited about this. Because that's the future that, the doomers aren't seeing. The doomers are like, oh, the robots are going to fucking kill us. Okay, they might. But what if the world actually just got better? It's a possibility. Reality is always likely somewhere in between the poles. But people freaked out when Web 2.0 started too. Yep, exactly. How long do you think an AI project manager will last as far as time? I think AI operations and project management around AI projects, we got a lot of years of. So getting to the 10 years where that simplicity layer is there, all that shit's got to be built. Even though it's going to be easy to build it because of these tools, project management is going to be really important, and AI operations is going to be really important. So I think AI project management or AI operations, having a clue, being able to keep up with the changes in technology, and like a person who can sit between the business needs and the technology and be a translator between those two, I think you'll be able to demand your price, because every company is going to be trying to figure out how do we keep up with it and how do we reinvent our business using these tools. So someone that can sit in the middle and understand both sides of that conversation are going to be invaluable. So I would expand it beyond project manager to that more strategic kind of thing, but a long time, I think. A long time. I find so little humor and good info on TV. I completely quit watching the Idiot Box. And now you got the Idiot channel on TikTok. We're all here. We're just being cards. We're just being cards. It's hilarious. It's hilarious. What about Bob? What's going on? I'm busy, Bob. Likes Mania. Song creation apps on AI are mostly toys. They are for now. But have you seen what's it called? Suno? Chaos Generation? So Suno is a text to music generator, but it's a lyrics to singing generator. So it generates the song. You write the lyrics, you have ChatGPT write the lyrics, and then you put it in this thing and describe the kind of song you want, and it just makes it.
Kingsley, the Shetland chick, dogs are full of glee. Chasing rabbits and squirrels, he longs to be free.
You want hell? Ice on my wrist, feel so cold, the fuck is late, yeah. I'm swearing like a damn fucking chicken, starters fresh, okay. On my flow, I hope it's a remix.
So, still kind of crappy and toy-like, but, again, don't forget that a year and a half ago, text-to-image generators were comically bad. And now they're terrifyingly good. That was a year and a half. So we now have a thing that can write a 20-second or 30-second song with a beat, with background music, with vocals. At this level of quality. Is it great? No. But again, throw this a year in the future. Throw this 5 years in the future. What does this thing become? What are the inputs? The inputs could just be, I've got sensors near me that understand my emotional state. And when you say, well, what sensors would you have? Well, if you have an Apple Watch, that's full of sensors. Imagine the amount of sensors on this thing in 5 years. Imagine, those Vision Pro goggles, get to a form factor not dissimilar to what I'm wearing right here. So all of these sensors are going to know everything about us. They're going to remember what we've said. They're going to remember what we're talking about. They'll likely know some version of what we're thinking, what our emotional state is. And I can just say, I want to play my Spotify Make Me Feel Better list, and it will just dynamically create music that it knows I need to hear. Like, that's where this stuff goes, I think. Again, omni in, omni out. You take any input, put it through this generating machine, and any output, and all of it happening in real time. It's just fucking wild, isn't it? Mandela affected. Mandela affected. Mandela affected. Mandela affected. The quote is when they're in practice, bayonet practice. Okay, I'll go look at it. So it is the Sands of Iwo Jima, the John Wayne thing. I'll find it. But what's the one that I liked? It wasn't that one. Was it? Oh, I lost it. Oh, well. Yeah, I lost it. What are you going to do? Almost to 100K. Oh, my God. 100,000 likes. All right, I got to go. This is ridiculous. It's 11 o'clock. I do have to go. Let me answer 2 more questions. 2 more. Just 2 more. All right. So what would you say is a good name for this sort of AI job? AI project consultant? I'm reticent to put AI in it because AI is going to be a ubiquitous thing. It's like saying, like having a chief digital officer, like everything's digital, right? So it becomes kind of this weird redundant thing. Like it's necessary now because it's new. So I guess we keep it in there for now. AI strategist, AI business strategist. If you want to keep it in the project management realm, if you want to keep it in the more like getting shit done. Oh, could be interesting is something around. So actually, it would be interesting. Play around with ChatGPT. Like put in like who you are, what you do, and start having a dialogue about it. There could be something interesting around playing around with the idea of like AI change manager. Change management. That all this AI stuff is gonna precipitate massive amounts of change. And so if you put yourself at the center of that I'm an AI change manager, what's that mean? Well, shit's changing. So I need to understand the technology side of this. I need to understand the business side of this. So these technologies make these things possible, which means this part of the business needs to change. So I'm going to be the AI change manager that I can manage both of those. So maybe that. Something like that. I would go play with ChatGPT and dig in there with it. Because, wait, what is making music? What AI? It's called Suno, Suno. And I think it's Suno.ai. Hang on. You have to make the music in Discord. Suno.ai. I mean, it's funny, wait, what was making that music? Yeah, Suno.ai. That's the thing. These tools are coming so fast and so furious that, like if you want to keep up with it, which at this point I've given up trying to keep up with it. Like I'm like checking in occasionally to see what's new because you literally can't. Like the only way I think you could realistically keep up with this stuff is pick a vertical. Say, I'm just going to look at AI legal applications that deal with law shit. And even then, I don't think you can keep up with it because you have general tools like ChatGPT that can do a bunch of law shit too. And then you got these legal specific things. Like I just think, I don't know, it's crazy. I have very little clue what I'm doing with this open source digital audio workstation. Also other AI. Yeah, I told myself for years I'd get good at music production, but it was always too complicated for me. Actually, music production is one of those things where it is incredibly complicated, where an AI simplification layer on top of it there's going to be a lot of people that write really amazing music without having music theory knowledge, without having production knowledge, and they're going to be able to make world-class shit. And some of it's going to be derivative, but you're going to find people that embrace these tools that maybe aren't musicians, but they embrace these tools in such a way that they become masters of generating high quality hit music. Just like the DJs and the hip hop era, like the musicians are like, well, that's not really music, they're sampling, or that's not really music, they're just mixing, this beat with that beat with DJs. Yeah, but certain DJs take it to another level. Certain rappers took it to another level, right? Where it became a new genre. I think that's going to happen where it'll probably be young people that don't know any better, and they'll come in and they're going to fuck some shit up. They're going to make really cool music, and they're going to do it a lot and consistently. And I don't know, like how it gets into the world is going to be a different thing. And I don't know. That's going to be fun to watch. What in tarnation did we just accomplish? 100,000 likes. It's unbelievable, Share Bear. Unbelievable. You guys are just wild. All right. I'm going to go. I'm down here at the bottom. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out. I want to do some shout outs to some irregulars. So Chaos Generation, Cam, I'm going to throw you in there because I've seen you a couple of times. Who else do we have down here? Thelonious, Silver Fox, Share Bear, Steve Pennington. Y'all are awesome. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Emilio's wife. Who else do we have in here? Laura C has been in here a lot. Thank you. I'm missing a ton of people. This is like why you don't thank people on award shows because you miss someone like, hey, you didn't mention me. I'm in here all the time. Little son of a bitch. He said, I'm not even gonna go in there anymore. Well, I guess I will. If he shows up, I'll go back in. But this has been a lot of fun tonight. Thank you very much. I guess I'll bring back my coffee so I'm not so fucking cracked out like I am tonight. Thanks, Bear. Thanks, everybody. Steve-O, I forgot to mention. Silver Fox, thanks so much. Peace, peace, peace. I got a board meeting tomorrow for Storyvine, so prepared for that. I'm good with that. And then, I'll be back tomorrow night. And peace out, everybody. Sleep well. It was fun. Thanks, Laura. Next time, Bob. Well, Bob, tell him what he's won. You won a new car. You can make money with ChatGPT. All right. Bye, everyone.